The air inside London's massive stadium is thick with anticipation, a heavy, electric silence that always precedes the arrival of global icons. Night 2 of the tour has drawn thousands together under a sky that feels almost too vast, yet the space shrinks to the size of a single heartbeat as the stage lights begin to pulse. There is an unmistakable warmth in the cold evening air, an invisible thread weaving through the crowd, connecting strangers who share the same breathless devotion. They have waited months, perhaps years, for this exact sliver of time, and the collective energy is so palpable it vibrates through the concrete floor. Suddenly, the darkness is shattered by a flash of blinding neon, and a familiar retro bass line kicks in, sending an immediate shockwave of pure adrenaline through every soul in the arena. When the opening notes of Dynamite echo across the venue, it feels less like a song and more like an emotional release for a generation that has weathered so much isolation. The members of BTS appear not as untouchable figures from a screen, but as bursting prisms of light, instantly collapsing the distance between themselves and the ocean of glowing light sticks before them. Their movements are fluid yet sharp, a masterclass in synchronicity that comes from years of shared blood, sweat, and tears, but tonight there is an extra layer of spontaneous joy in their expressions. You can see it in the way their eyes catch the stadium lights, reflecting a deep, quiet gratitude for this specific moment in London, a city that has always welcomed them with an almost feral passion. The sheer scale of the production is breathtaking, yet the focus remains entirely on the raw, infectious human spirit radiating from the stage. As the first verse flows effortlessly from one member to the next, the vocal delivery is crisp, cut through with the unique rasp and clarity of a live performance that no studio recording could ever capture. There is a playful tension in the air as they tease the crowd with subtle glances and improvised choreography, their bond as a family on full display through small, knowing smiles passed between them during the transitions. The audience responds not just with screams, but with a unified, earth-shaking roar that follows every line, creating a beautiful, chaotic symphony of voices that drowns out the heavy bass of the speakers. It is a moment of pure, unadulterated escapism, where the weight of the outside world evaporates, replaced entirely by a vibrant tapestry of pastel colors, retro vibes, and an overwhelming sense of belonging. The transition into the pre-chorus builds a rising wave of suspense, the melody climbing higher and higher as the stadium lights sweep across the sea of faces, catching tears streaming down the cheeks of fans who are overwhelmed by the sheer magic of the reality unfolding before them. When the chorus finally hits, it feels like an absolute explosion of color and sound, a collective leap of faith where the band and the audience become a single, breathing entity moving to the exact same rhythm. The energy does not just peak, it expands outward, defying the physical limits of the open-air arena and bleeding into the London night sky. Each member brings their own distinct flavor to the performance, a brilliant contrast of smooth vocal tones, sharp rap delivery, and a magnetic stage presence that makes it impossible to look away for even a fraction of a second. Midway through the performance, the production shifts gears, the massive LED screens behind the group painting the night in dazzling hues of purple and gold, casting a surreal, dreamlike glow over the entire stadium. There is a brief, unscripted pause in the heavy choreography where the members just walk down the extended stage, leaning closer to the barrier, locking eyes with individual fans, and acknowledging the signs and banners held aloft by trembling hands. This quiet intimacy amidst the grand spectacle is what anchors the entire performance in something deeply human, a reminder that behind the massive charts and global fame lies a profound, unbreakable connection between 7 artists and the people who gave them wings. The atmosphere becomes incredibly thick with mutual respect and love, a quiet understanding that this night is a rare, beautiful core memory being forged in real time. As the final bridge approaches, the instrumental strips back slightly, leaving room for a soaring, soulful vocal display that echoes off the stadium walls with heartbreaking clarity and power. The emotional tension reaches its absolute zenith here, a moment of suspended animation where everyone holds their breath, captivated by the raw vulnerability and passion pouring from the microphone. When the final, massive key change drops, accompanied by a sudden, spectacular eruption of fireworks that illuminate the entire London skyline, the collective euphoria is almost overwhelming. The stage is flooded with brilliant white light as the group delivers the final, high-energy dance break with an intensity that feels as though they are pouring every remaining drop of their souls into the performance, leaving an indelible mark on the heart of London that will remain long after the final echo fades into the night. The aftermath of that explosive finale leaves a ringing silence in the ears of everyone present, a brief, suspended moment where time itself seems to stop before the crowd erupts into a deafening wave of cheers that rolls across the stadium like thunder. The members stand under the fading smoke of the fireworks, their chests heaving, sweat glistening under the harsh stage lights, yet their faces are illuminated by a collective expression of profound fulfillment. It is in these unscripted seconds between songs that the true depth of the night reveals itself, as they look out at the sprawling sea of purple lights, absorbing the immense gravity of the love directed toward them. The physical toll of the intense choreography is entirely forgotten, replaced by a visible, quiet reverence for the thousands of souls who traveled from different corners of the world to share this singular space. As the instrumental begins to softly fade into the background, the members break formation, walking toward the edges of the massive stage to ensure that even those in the highest, furthest rows feel seen and acknowledged. There is an unspoken dialogue happening in these quiet moments, a silent exchange of gratitude expressed through deep bows, hands pressed against hearts, and gaze after gaze lingering on the faces in the crowd. The emotional resonance of the performance begins to settle in, transforming the high-energy pop anthem they just delivered into a deeply moving testament of resilience and connection. The stadium, despite its colossal size, feels incredibly intimate, wrapped in a warm, protective bubble of mutual understanding where the boundaries between artist and audience completely dissolve. The night air grows cooler, but the warmth within the venue only intensifies as individual members take turns looking out at the horizon, their expressions caught on the giant screens in striking clarity, revealing a mixture of awe and gentle vulnerability. It is clear that despite performing on the world's grandest stages, the magic of a live audience never becomes ordinary to them. Each cheer is felt, each tear noticed, and each voice carrying through the London night is woven into the fabric of their shared history. This second night of the tour in London becomes more than just a tour stop. It stands as a monument to a bond that has withstood time, distance, and adversity, leaving an invisible, permanent mark on the hearts of everyone who witnessed the night. The sky lit up with their collective joy.